So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Good morning, sunshine. How y'all doing?
Good morning, Miss LaTangela.
Morning, LaTangela.
Listen, I know that it has been a super early morning for the both of you, super busy, but I appreciate you both so much for taking time out of your schedule because I have questions that need answers. And as you are adding both of your artistic direction to the world and making us all smile through your creation, I know it's got to be tough because if I had to ask you the cohesiveness of putting all of this together, right? How did you know what parts was going to hit the cutting room floor? Because Mike, I know everything. You love it all just the same. So Chris, when this man say, no, this got to stay, and you're like, it doesn't fit. How did that process work out for the both of you with Artfully United?
It worked out. I don't want to answer or put words in Mike's mouth, but there were certainly things that happened after completion of the editing that could have made it into the movie had it gone on, another year. But we started in 2016, so to say that we had many hours worth of unused footage is an understatement. A lot of times, even if it wasn't the professional cameras, I would be riding with Mike, a 40-minute car ride, and I might have the iPhone trained on him the entire time, from which we might have used 3 seconds in the ultimate film, or from those car rides, we might have used footage from 1 out of, 50 or 60. So credit Dave Benner, my director, for sifting through a lot of things over the years. And then my post-production partners, Fifen at Post-Production Studio in New Jersey, they also went in and re-edited some of the stuff, always with, my ultimate oversight. And we certainly had Mike weigh in, with different cuts along the way. At the end of the day, it's still an hour and a half worth of very riveting footage, I think, that tells about his activism and his incredible family of origin story.
Absolutely. And it is sheer brilliance. Mike, I have to pick on you for this because you are such an artist. There's no way that the world would ever be able to put you in a box. You've created a unified front on so many ways. It's like the ability to tell a story. How did you know that you wanted to pick up a pen, a pencil, and start etching these visions and creating such a voice?
Well, it was just something I was naturally doing already. I'm a natural artist, been painting all of my life, and what better way to give back to the community other than, just giving the message in addition to, a piece of art as well. So it was just one of the things, like, I have a big heart for giving back to the community, and this is just the collaboration of both entities, I guess.
Yeah. And the community is always so receptive, but sometimes you come across those challenges that may be a boulder. How do you work around all of that?
Well, I work heavily with a group called Ceasefire. I'm on the board with, and I communicate. Communication is key. Just sitting down and talking to the different community members, and the people that may be in a gang or on the streets, and just say, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. With your blessing, they're people just like us. They just have a different path, and I respect that path, and then they respect mine, and we both work, together in this the street art, you would say, you have to deal with the street element, because they're the ones that's going to write on the wall and, disrespect the wall if you don't communicate properly. They're just going to ruin it. So I think that throughout the years, it has been a mutual respect on both ends. It's worked fine.
Yeah. And while I was watching Artfully United, simply loved it. Rolling out in select theaters October 17th. Tick tock, tick tock. The clock is ticking down. I've noticed that you are a true designer. You know, if it's going to be the clothes, even what you're wearing right now, you bring your characters to life, or these tennis shoes, these kicks. Man, listen to me now. I don't know what I got to do to get an 8.5 just designed the way that you do with just the L on the side, but let's talk about this a little bit later. We need to work this out. You have placed your art and your designs in some of the biggest realms of the world with people who are taking notice of your craft. How inspiring is that for you to be able to share that story with little girls and little boys who may not even think that is a goal?
Well, it's a great inspiration for me, and it's an honor really to give back to the communities in which I once walked and talked and lived and was homeless in, believe it or not. And it's just one of those things that just in me, just growing up, it was just designed for me to give back. With my mom and my dad being who they were, they've instilled in me just always giving back. And no matter what, I'm going to do that regardless, and I'm going to do it through my art. So that's what I'm always going to do.
Yeah. Chris, if you had an aha moment while working on this film, while working side by side with Mike, just seeing the whole process unfold, because you have a deeper lens and a closer view than all of us, right? You see the direction and the wheels as they turn in his head while they're turning, and he's bringing it all, because it can be an awkward silence or it can be a loud joke to say, this is it. What was it for you to know that this was a piece that was really going to move forward?
It wasn't a singular moment. I mean, it's an honor to behold Mike's creative process. He's such a person of preparation that the real work a lot of times is going on in his head or maybe on a sketch pad long before he gets to the wall. There's an old saying with Finnish carpenters that you measure twice and cut once. And Mike doesn't really he doesn't get himself into, foolish mistakes in his life or his art. And I think that was a telling thing for me from the very, very beginning. Uh, Mike also likes to say, if you stay ready, you don't need to get ready.
Yeah.
And that resonated with me also from early on. He's a man of tremendous respect who's able to communicate effectively with all walks of life. And so,
Right.
seeing times 10 plus years ago of homeless people in distress on Melrose that might be seemingly unable to communicate with anyone, and they'd stop in near his store and be like, wow, I really like that right there. And Mike would have this moment with these people absolutely on the fringes of society. And I've also seen him talk with high level elected government officials with the same poise, the same communication ability. So his activism resonates with people. His talent is so remarkable that I think that opens a lot of doors and maybe creates a halo effect, because it really is something to behold. I mean, objectively, you can look at his mural with John Lewis on the corner and you step back 12 feet and it looks like a photograph.
Yeah.
So, his objective ability as a painter and artist, and it's belied somewhat by the simplicity of the white walls with the black lettering with these important messages. You really don't get distracted by his amazing artistic ability in a lot of these. It's message oriented, it's community psychology at its finest, and it's community activist at the absolute forefront.
Absolutely. I want you to think of this as an extension of your office for the both of you. As you have things going on, if you ever want to share some of those messages out here in the booth, come on down. It's a field trip. Get to Louisiana, got some good crawfish, some beignets. We could throw some snowballs on the wall and paint all day and meet with some folks. And I think this is the level of inspiration that we all need in our lives. Just shining in your element. You are such an inspiration, even to myself, and I can't draw a circle. So I appreciate you for this and for taking time out of your schedule. And I know you have more work to do. So I'm going to let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love y'all. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Thank you.
That's very gracious of you, LaTangela. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Yeah, yes, indeed. Same here.
Thank you. And I'll see y'all soon.
All right, have a good one.
Bye bye.
Care. Thank you all.